Have you ever wondered why so many people don't live past the age of 75? It's a question that I've asked myself countless times, especially now that I've crossed the threshold of my 70s. It's not just about the number of candles on the cake, it's about how we approach life as we age. While genetics and luck play their part, the truth is, much of our longevity is shaped by our choices, habits, and mindset. In today's video, I'll be sharing some insights into the common reasons why life often shortens after 75, and most importantly, what you can do to avoid those pitfalls and live a longer, healthier, and more joyful life. From physical health to emotional well-being, we'll uncover the truths behind the numbers and offer practical tips to help you thrive. So, I encourage you to stick with me until the very end because the information I'm sharing today might just make all the difference in your golden years. Before we begin, if this sounds like the kind of content you're interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe button for vibrant living and turn on notifications so you never miss our tips on living fully at every age. Your support truly helps us reach more people looking to make their golden years healthier and happier. Point 1. Neglecting physical health. As we get older, it's easy to let physical health take a backseat. But let me tell you from personal experience, neglecting your health can make the golden years feel a lot less golden. Your body is like a car, regular maintenance keeps it running smoothly. But if you ignore it for too long, it starts to break down in ways that can be hard to fix. Trust me, you don't want to wait for warning lights to come on before you take action. I learned this lesson the hard way in my late 60s. I was feeling fine, or so I thought, and figured I didn't need to worry too much about regular exercise or what I was eating. But then I started noticing small things, getting winded climbing stairs, a twinge in my knee that wasn't there before, and a general sense of sluggishness. A visit to my doctor revealed high blood pressure and borderline diabetes. I was shocked. My doctor told me it wasn't too late to turn things around, but I'd need to make some changes, and fast. Neglecting physical health doesn't just mean avoiding exercise or eating poorly. It also includes skipping regular checkups, ignoring small aches and pains, and brushing off symptoms as just part of getting old. This mindset can lead to preventable issues spiraling into major problems. For instance, a friend of mine ignored his chronic back pain for years, thinking it was just a result of aging. By the time he finally saw a doctor, he needed surgery for a condition that could have been managed with physical therapy early on. Let me tell you, taking care of your physical health isn't about trying to turn back the clock. It's about making the most of the time you have left. For me, that meant committing to a short walk every day and cutting back on salty snacks. Small changes, yes, but they added up. Within a few months, I felt more energetic, my blood pressure improved, and even that pesky knee pain started to fade. Exercise is a key part of maintaining physical health, but it doesn't mean you need to start running marathons or lifting heavy weights. Gentle activities like walking, swimming, or yoga can make a world of difference. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s who can barely get up a flight of stairs transform their lives with simple daily walks. It's not just about staying fit, it's about preserving your independence and mobility for as long as possible. Nutrition plays an equally important role. You don't have to give up all your favorite foods, but balance is essential. Load up on vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, and cut back on sugar and processed foods. Drinking enough water is another often overlooked habit. I'll admit, I used to forget to drink water throughout the day, but once I made it a habit, I noticed my energy levels improve, and even my skin felt better. Another thing that's often overlooked is sleep. Poor sleep can lead to a whole host of problems, from memory issues to weakened immune function. Yet, so many of us don't prioritize rest. For me, creating a bedtime routine, turning off screens, reading a book, and even meditating for a few minutes, helped me sleep more soundly. If you're still with me and finding these insights helpful, please comment, too, below to let me know you're engaged. Taking care of your body might feel like a chore at first, but the payoff is enormous. Neglecting physical health doesn't just mean avoiding exercise or eating poorly. It also includes skipping regular checkups, ignoring small aches and pains, and brushing off symptoms as just part of getting old. This mindset can lead to preventable issues spiraling into major problems. For instance, a friend of mine ignored his chronic back pain for years, thinking it was just a result of aging. By the time he finally saw a doctor, he needed surgery for a condition that could have been managed with physical therapy early on. Let me tell you, taking care of your physical health isn't about trying to turn back the clock. It's about making the most of the time you have left. For me, that meant committing to a short walk every day and cutting back on salty snacks. Small changes, yes, but they added up. Within a few months, I felt more energetic, my blood pressure improved, and even that pesky knee pain started to fade. Exercise is a key part of maintaining physical health, but it doesn't mean you need to start running marathons or lifting heavy weights. Gentle activities like walking, swimming, or yoga can make a world of difference. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s who can barely get up a flight of stairs transform their lives with simple daily walks. It's not just about staying fit, it's about preserving your independence and mobility for as long as possible. Nutrition plays an equally important role. You don't have to give up all your favorite foods, but balance is essential. Load up on vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, and cut back on sugar and processed foods. Drinking enough water is another often overlooked habit. I'll admit, I used to forget to drink water throughout the day, but once I made it a habit, I noticed my energy levels improve, and even my skin felt better. Another thing that's often overlooked is sleep. Poor sleep can lead to a whole host of problems, from memory issues to weakened immune function. Yet, so many of us don't prioritize rest. For me, creating a bedtime routine, turning off screens, reading a book, and even meditating for a few minutes, helped me sleep more soundly. Lastly, I want to stress the importance of listening to your body. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. It's far better to get checked out and find it's nothing than to let a small issue grow into something serious. Regular checkups, staying active, and eating well are investments in your future. They're the keys to making sure you can enjoy your family, hobbies, and all the things that make life worthwhile for many years to come. Remember, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. Point 2. Poor lifestyle choices. As we age, the impact of our lifestyle choices becomes even more significant. Poor habits, like unhealthy eating, lack of exercise, or smoking, can catch up with us in ways that we may not have anticipated when we were younger. While it's never too late to make positive changes, continuing with poor lifestyle choices after 70 can rob you of the vitality and joy you deserve in your golden years. I'll share a story about my friend Carl. Carl and I used to go fishing every Sunday. For years, I admired his energy and wit, but I always noticed that he had a soft spot for unhealthy snacks, chips, soda, and a lot of sugary treats. "What's life without a little indulgence?" he'd say, with a laugh. But as the years went on, Carl started to slow down. He wasn't as eager to go fishing anymore and began complaining of constant fatigue. Eventually, Carl was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It wasn't easy for him to hear that his diet and sedentary habits were major contributing factors. Carl's story is a reminder that our bodies reflect how we treat them over time. The good news is, Carl didn't give up. He decided to make small but consistent changes. He replaced his sugary snacks with fresh fruit, started taking short walks every evening, and prioritized drinking water instead of soda. Within months, Carl began to feel more energetic and rejoined me on those Sunday fishing trips. The lesson here is that poor lifestyle choices can snowball into major health issues, but it's never too late to reverse course. If you've been indulging in unhealthy eating, start small. Try swapping processed foods for whole foods. Add more vegetables to your plate, and cut back on salt and sugar. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about nourishing your body with what it truly needs. Another poor lifestyle choice that often goes unnoticed is neglecting physical activity. Many people believe that being older means they should take it easy, but this mindset does more harm than good. Sitting for long hours without movement can lead to stiffness, reduced muscle strength, and even increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Instead, aim to incorporate light physical activities into your daily routine, like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga. These activities not only strengthen your body but also improve your mood and mental clarity. Let's talk about smoking and excessive alcohol consumption, two habits that many seniors struggle with. If you've been smoking for decades, quitting might seem impossible. But every small step toward reducing or eliminating smoking adds years to your life. Similarly, while the occasional glass of wine can be a treat, excessive alcohol can harm your liver, disrupt your sleep, and weaken your immune system. Stress management is another area where poor lifestyle choices often creep in. Many of us turn to unhealthy habits, like overeating or isolating ourselves, to cope with stress. Instead, consider adopting healthier stress relief practices, like meditation, deep breathing, or simply talking to a trusted friend. A calm mind is just as important as a healthy body. Finally, let's acknowledge that no one is perfect. We all have habits we wish we could change. But the beauty of life after 70 is the opportunity to take stock and focus on what truly matters. Making better lifestyle choices isn't about being perfect. It's about valuing your health and happiness enough to make improvements. Every healthy meal, every step you take, and every time you choose to prioritize your well-being over a harmful habit is a step toward a more fulfilling life. Remember, your golden years should be your time to shine, not just survive. So, treat your body with kindness and care. It's the only one you've got. Point 3. Lack of social connection. As we age, one of the biggest challenges many of us face is maintaining strong social connections. For some, retirement may mean losing the day-to-day interactions with colleagues. For others, family may live far away, making visits less frequent. And sometimes, as friends pass on or move away, it can feel like your world grows smaller. But let me tell you, a lack of social connection isn't just a lonely experience. It can have a real impact on your physical and mental health. Let me share a story about my friend Walter. He retired at 65, looking forward to days filled with rest and hobbies. But as the years went by, he began to isolate himself. He stopped attending community events and rarely called his old buddies. When I asked him why, he shrugged and said, "I don't want to bother anyone." Over time, Walter became less active, and his once cheerful demeanor turned into quiet melancholy. It wasn't until his doctor recommended joining a walking group for seniors that things began to change. Meeting people with shared interests reignited his spark. That simple step helped him regain a sense of purpose and connection. Social connections aren't just about having someone to talk to, they're a vital part of your overall well-being. Studies have shown that loneliness can lead to higher levels of stress, depression, and even physical illnesses like heart disease. On the flip side, strong relationships can help you live longer, stay mentally sharp, and feel happier overall. If you're still here and finding this discussion helpful, comment, too, below to let me know you're engaged. Your interaction not only helps us connect but also encourages others to join the conversation. For many of us, making new social connections may feel daunting at this stage of life. I understand that. It's not as easy as walking into a room full of strangers and striking up a conversation. But the good news is, you don't have to start big. It can be as simple as rekindling old friendships. Pick up the phone and call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Chances are they'll be thrilled to hear from you. Another option is to join local groups or clubs. Point 4. Emotional stress and negativity. Emotional stress and negativity can weigh down even the strongest individuals, but as we age, the impact becomes more pronounced. Holding on to emotional baggage or surrounding yourself with negativity is like carrying a heavy suitcase on a journey that should be light and liberating. Learning to let go of these emotional anchors can significantly enhance your quality of life and bring a renewed sense of joy and peace. Let me share a story about my friend Paul. Paul and I have been friends for decades, and he used to be a real worrier. He'd stress about everything, what others thought of him, mistakes he made years ago, and even things that were entirely out of his control, like the weather. Every time we'd meet, he'd dwell on these worries, and I could see how they drained his energy and clouded his outlook on life. One day, after a particularly heavy conversation, I asked him, "Paul, do you want to spend the rest of your life carrying this load, Or do you want to enjoy the time you have left? That question hit home for him. Paul decided to make a change. He started small by practicing gratitude. Every morning, he'd write down 3 things he was thankful for. Slowly, he began to shift his focus from what was wrong in his life to what was right. He even began meditating and found that spending just 10 minutes a day in quiet reflection helped him let go of negative thoughts. Over time, Paul became more relaxed, more present, and a lot more fun to be around. Negativity doesn't just affect your mood, it impacts your health too. Studies have shown that chronic stress and negative emotions can weaken your immune system, increase blood pressure, and even speed up aging. On the flip side, learning to manage stress and adopting a positive outlook can improve your physical health, boost your immune response, and enhance your overall sense of well-being. One effective way to tackle negativity is to limit exposure to toxic environments. This might mean spending less time with individuals who bring you down or taking breaks from consuming too much bad news. Instead, surround yourself with uplifting people and seek out activities that bring you joy. I've started a habit of calling one of my grandkids or an old friend whenever I feel my mood dipping. Those conversations remind me of what truly matters. Another powerful strategy is to practice forgiveness, both for others and yourself. Carrying grudges or beating yourself up over past mistakes doesn't change the past. It only burdens your present. I used to hold on to anger about a falling out I had with a neighbor years ago. But one day, I realized that my resentment didn't affect him, it only affected me. Letting go of that anger felt like setting down a heavy bag I'd been carrying for too long. If you've ever felt weighed down by emotional stress or negativity, know that you're not alone. It's something we all deal with at times. But it's never too late to choose a different path. By letting go of negativity, you create space for positivity to flow in. That doesn't mean you won't face challenges, but it does mean you'll be better equipped to handle them with grace and resilience. Remember, life is too short to spend it consumed by worry or regret. Focus on the good, nurture your inner peace, and let the rest go. You deserve to spend your golden years free from the unnecessary burdens of emotional stress and negativity. When you embrace positivity, you open the door to a life that feels lighter, more joyful, and truly fulfilling. Point 5. Ignoring the importance of rest. One of the greatest lessons we often overlook as we age is the value of proper rest. It's tempting to think of rest as something passive or even indulgent, but the truth is, rest is an essential part of living a vibrant and fulfilling life, especially after 70. Neglecting it can lead to unnecessary strain on both the body and mind. I'll never forget a time when I decided to push through a long list of chores in one day, even though I was feeling a bit run down. By the evening, my back was aching, my legs felt like they were made of lead, and I had a headache that wouldn't quit. My daughter, seeing my state, said, "Dad, you don't have to do it all in one go. The dust will still be there tomorrow." That was a wake-up call for me to rethink how I approached rest. As we get older, our bodies simply don't recover as quickly as they used to. Sleep is one of the most important forms of rest, and it's something many seniors struggle with. Insomnia, restless nights, or waking up too early can take a toll on our energy levels and overall health. But rest doesn't just mean sleep. It also means taking breaks during the day to recharge, mentally and physically. The benefits of rest go beyond just feeling refreshed. Rest allows your muscles to repair, your mind to process, and your heart to regulate. It's during these periods of downtime that the body works its magic, building immunity, fighting inflammation, and even improving memory. Ignoring this natural need is like driving a car without ever stopping to refuel. Eventually, you'll burn out. Rest doesn't mean inactivity, it means balance. For instance, I used to feel guilty about taking an afternoon nap. But now, I see it as an investment in my health. A short 20-minute nap can do wonders for my mood and energy. Even sitting quietly in a comfortable chair with a cup of tea and letting my mind wander feels restorative. Another overlooked form of rest is mental rest. If you're constantly worrying about family, finances, or health, your brain never gets a chance to recharge. For me, setting aside time to meditate or simply take deep breaths has been transformative. It doesn't have to be anything formal. Just a few minutes of peace can make a world of difference. Physical rest is equally critical. Overworking our bodies, whether through chores, exercise, or even prolonged standing, can lead to unnecessary fatigue. I learned to listen to my body's signals. If my knees feel strained or my back starts to twinge, it's my cue to pause. Stretching or even lying down for a few moments can reset everything. It's also important to create a restful environment. For example, I used to have trouble sleeping because my bedroom wasn't optimized for comfort. I invested in a supportive mattress, blackout curtains, and even a white noise machine. Small changes like these can make rest not only more attainable but also more enjoyable. Lastly, remember that rest doesn't make you lazy, it makes you wise. By prioritizing rest, you're giving yourself the tools to live a fuller, healthier, and happier life. In our golden years, the goal isn't to run ourselves ragged but to savor the moments, big and small, that make life meaningful. So, my friends, let's stop ignoring the importance of rest. Give your body and mind the care they deserve, and you'll find yourself with more energy, patience, and joy to tackle whatever life brings your way. Rest isn't a sign of weakness, it's a cornerstone of strength. Point 6. Losing the drive to learn and grow. One of the greatest tragedies of aging is the belief that learning and growth are things of the past. Yet, as I've discovered through the years, keeping the drive to learn and grow is not only possible but essential for staying vibrant and engaged with life. The moment we stop growing, we start shrinking, both mentally and emotionally. I recall a moment when I was about 72 years old. My granddaughter handed me a book on photography and said, "Grandpa, I think you'd love this." I laughed and thought to myself, at my age? Isn't that a young person's hobby? But curiosity got the better of me, and I started flipping through the pages. That little book opened a door to a whole new world. Before I knew it, I was experimenting with my old camera, capturing sunsets and candid shots of family gatherings. The joy I found in learning something new was indescribable. Learning doesn't have to mean formal education or something complicated. It can be as simple as reading about a topic you've always been curious about, trying out a new recipe, or dabbling in a hobby like gardening, painting, or playing an instrument. These small efforts stimulate the brain, keep your mind sharp, and give you a sense of accomplishment. Let me tell you about my friend Harold. Harold decided to learn a new language at 78. Why? I asked him. "You're not planning to travel anytime soon?" He grinned and said, "Because I can." Every afternoon, he'd sit with his language app and a notebook, practicing phrases in Italian. 6 months later, Harold could hold basic conversations, and you should have seen his face when he ordered pasta in perfect Italian at a local restaurant. His story always reminds me that the thrill of learning has no expiration date. Another reason to keep learning is the health benefits it provides. Studies have shown that engaging in new and challenging activities can improve memory, delay the onset of dementia, and enhance overall cognitive function. It's like giving your brain a workout. And just like with physical exercise, the more you use your brain, the stronger it becomes. Growth isn't just about gaining new knowledge, it's about evolving as a person. Learning helps you adapt to the changes life throws your way. For example, technology has changed how we communicate, shop, and even receive healthcare. Instead of resisting these changes, learning to navigate them empowers us to remain independent and connected. Growth can also deepen our relationships. Imagine picking up a shared hobby with a loved one, like cooking classes with your spouse or gardening with a grandchild. These experiences enrich your bond while adding a sense of purpose to your days. Finally, don't underestimate the power of learning for self-discovery. Even at 80, there are things about ourselves we can uncover, whether it's a hidden talent, a passion we never pursued, or a new way of thinking that changes our perspective on life. The drive to learn and grow isn't just for the young. It's a lifelong journey that adds depth, joy, and vitality to our years. So, pick up that book, take that class, or try that activity you've been curious about. There's no better time than now to expand your horizons and embrace the endless possibilities life has to offer. If you're still here and finding value in this discussion, comment 3. below to let me know you're following along. Have you recently learned something new or thought about trying? I'd love to hear about it. Point 7. Financial stress. Financial stress is one of those invisible burdens that can weigh heavily on anyone, but it's especially challenging as we get older. After 70, managing finances often comes with added complexities, fixed incomes, medical expenses, and the uncertainty of what the future might hold. However, allowing financial worries to consume you can take a serious toll on your mental and physical well-being. Learning to address financial stress and approach it with a healthier mindset is an essential step toward a more peaceful and joyful life. I remember a time when I let financial stress get the better of me. After retiring, I found myself constantly worrying about whether my savings would last. I kept replaying the same scenarios in my head. What if an unexpected medical expense wiped out my nest egg? What if I outlived my savings? These thoughts consumed me, making it hard to sleep or even enjoy the simple pleasures of life. One day, I confided in a close friend, Harold, who was also retired. He smiled and said, "You can either let money control you, or you can control how you think about it." Harold introduced me to the idea of focusing on what I can control. Together, we reviewed our expenses and found ways to simplify our budgets without sacrificing our quality of life. For example, instead of dining out frequently, I rediscovered the joy of cooking simple, healthy meals at home. Not only did this save money, but it also became an enjoyable routine. Addressing financial stress often starts with taking a good, hard look at your expenses. Are there things you're spending money on that don't truly bring value or happiness? Many of us carry subscriptions we no longer use or make impulse purchases that add little to our lives. Cutting back doesn't mean giving up on life's pleasures. It means being intentional about where your money goes. Another way to tackle financial stress is by creating a clear plan. If you haven't already, consider consulting with a financial advisor or someone you trust who can help you budget realistically. A professional can help you navigate Social Security benefits, retirement funds, and medical costs, ensuring you're making the most of what you have. Having a plan brings a sense of security and eliminates much of the uncertainty that fuels financial anxiety. It's also important to shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. Gratitude plays a powerful role here. While you may not have the income you once did, you likely have more freedom to enjoy your time. Reflecting on the richness of your experiences, relationships, and achievements can remind you that wealth isn't just about money. Another thing I've learned is that financial stress can sometimes stem from a fear of asking for help. Whether it's speaking with family members or seeking advice from a community resource, there's no shame in reaching out. Many communities offer free financial planning services for seniors or programs to help with medical bills and daily expenses. Leaning on these resources isn't a sign of failure. It's a smart way to make the most of what's available. Finally, don't underestimate the power of perspective. Money is a tool, not the measure of your worth. One of my neighbors, Marie, had a small pension but always seemed to live with such joy. Her secret? She focused on experiences, not things. Instead of worrying about what she couldn't buy, she invested her time in activities that enriched her soul, like gardening, spending time with friends, and volunteering. Financial stress is real, but it doesn't have to dominate your golden years. With careful planning, intentional spending, and a focus on gratitude, you can reduce its impact and free yourself to enjoy this stage of life. Remember, your legacy isn't measured by the size of your bank account. It's in the love, wisdom, and memories you share with others. Point 8. Neglecting preventative care. One of the most important habits we should all prioritize, especially as we age, is taking care of our health through preventative measures. Neglecting preventative care is like ignoring the maintenance of a car. Eventually, that small oversight can lead to major problems down the road. For those of us over 70, staying proactive about our health isn't just a good idea. It's essential to maintaining our quality of life. I remember my friend George, who always shrugged off his doctor's advice to get regular checkups. He felt fine and didn't want to waste time sitting in waiting rooms. But one day, he started feeling unusually tired and weak. When he finally went to the doctor, He found out he had diabetes that had gone undiagnosed for years. Catching it earlier could have made managing it much easier. George's story is a lesson for all of us. Regular screenings and checkups can catch potential problems before they become serious. Preventative care encompasses more than just doctor visits. It's about staying ahead of issues by adopting small, consistent habits that support your overall health. For example, monitoring your blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and blood sugar are critical as we age. Many conditions like heart disease and diabetes don't have obvious symptoms in their early stages. Regular health checkups can help identify these silent threats and give you the chance to address them before they become larger problems. Preventative care also includes vaccinations and screenings. Many of us grew up in a time when vaccinations weren't as common or widely promoted as they are today, but staying up to date on things like flu shots, shingles vaccines, and pneumonia vaccines can make a world of difference. These simple steps can protect you from serious illnesses that could compromise your health or even lead to hospitalization. Another key aspect of preventative care is maintaining a balanced diet and engaging in regular physical activity. Eating the right foods and staying active go hand in hand with your doctor's recommendations. For instance, incorporating foods rich in calcium and vitamin D can help maintain bone strength, reducing your risk of fractures. Regular weight-bearing exercises, even something as simple as walking, can keep your bones and joints in good condition. Dental health is another area of preventative care that often gets overlooked. Regular cleanings and checkups can prevent gum disease, which is linked to other serious conditions like heart disease. Taking care of your teeth and gums may seem minor, but it's a crucial part of staying healthy overall. Preventative care isn't just about physical health, it's also about mental health. Regularly checking in with yourself and a healthcare provider about your emotional well-being can help prevent issues like depression and anxiety. Simple actions, like staying socially connected and mentally stimulated, can do wonders for your mental resilience as you age. One common reason people neglect preventative care is the fear of bad news. But the truth is, catching a problem early is far less daunting than dealing with its consequences later on. A short visit to the doctor or a simple test can save you from more invasive procedures or treatments down the road. Ultimately, taking preventative care seriously allows you to stay in control of your health. It empowers you to live life on your own terms, with fewer limitations and more opportunities to enjoy your golden years. So, let's not take our health for granted. Make that appointment, get that screening, and take those small steps today. Remember, the best time to act is now, while you still have the ability to prevent bigger problems in the future. In conclusion, many people don't live past 75 due to choices and habits that can often be changed. By staying active, connected, and proactive about your health, you can defy the statistics and enjoy more vibrant years. Every day is a chance to make your golden years truly shine. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means the world to us, and we look forward to bringing you more content that inspires growth, joy, and purpose. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.